The latest buzz around the Cowboys' defensive line is giving fans some cautious optimism heading into the new season. Tyron Smith, who's always been a steady presence on the line, shared some insights about two key players, Gayton and Tyler Smith, that have sparked some hopeful conversations. Starting with Gayton, Tyron's comments paint a picture of a young player who's hungry to improve and willing to put in the work. Gayton isn't just relying on raw talent. He's actively focusing on refining his technique, which is a big deal for any offensive lineman trying to find his footing in the league. The rookie nerves are something Tyron mentioned, and that's natural for someone stepping into the spotlight. As a first-round pick, the pressure to meet expectations can be intense, but Gayton seems to be channeling that energy positively, building confidence through consistent practice and learning. Tyron's praise extends beyond just words. He acknowledges that Gayton has already improved his physical conditioning, adjusted his nutrition, and is engaged in focused training sessions, especially with Duke Manny and Tyron himself providing mentorship. This structured approach could be exactly what Gayton needs to slow the game down and start playing with more poise. There's a clear recognition that the journey won't be easy. Football is tough, and not every player makes the leap successfully, but the foundation Gayton is laying this offseason is promising. The emphasis on technique over brute strength or speed is a mature perspective for someone so early in his career, and it's a sign that he's taking his development seriously. Tyron's honesty about not expecting Gayton to become a top-tier tackle immediately is refreshing. Instead, he's focusing on gradual growth, cutting down penalties, and avoiding common mistakes like lunging or dropping the head, which can lead to trouble on the field. This realistic outlook sets a manageable standard for Gayton and the fans watching his progression. On the flip side, Tyler Smith, another young talent working closely with Tyron, is also showing encouraging signs. The confusion around the three Tylers in the team aside, Tyler Smith's raw strength and talent have stood out early in his career. What's striking is how he's learned to slow the game down, not relying solely on physical power, but honing his technique to last longer in the league. This kind of cerebral approach to playing offensive line is what separates good players from great ones. The move to guard seems to have helped Tyler Smith address some of his early struggles with penalties, and his overall growth has been noticeable. As the new focal point of the Cowboys' interior line, there's a lot riding on Tyler Smith's shoulders, and so far, he's risen to the challenge. The Cowboys have clearly invested heavily in their offensive line, and with young players like Tyler Smith and Gayton developing under the guidance of veterans like Tyron, there's a sense that this unit can stabilize and improve significantly. The pressure to perform is high, especially given how important the offensive line is to the team's overall success. If they falter, it makes life difficult for both the offense and the defense, so the stakes couldn't be higher. Now turning to Robert Jones, a recent free agent addition who has been the subject of some debate. Some have suggested he could be cut, but the financial realities make that a less appealing option. His contract has a cap hit of nearly $4 million, and cutting him would save only a fraction of that. When you weigh that against the dead money the Cowboys would absorb, the financial incentive to release him is minimal. Jones isn't a guaranteed starter. He's probably 8th on the depth chart, but his experience and role as a depth player make him a valuable asset. The Cowboys' offensive line depth is remarkable, with a roster full of players who have significant NFL experience or draft pedigree. This kind of depth is unusual and should bode well for the team's performance in preseason and beyond. Given this, the likelihood of Jones making the roster is strong, and while a trade could happen, it's not the most straightforward move. His fit in the Cowboys' offensive scheme might be better than what he experienced previously, which could lead to improved performance. Overall, the narrative emerging here is one of careful development and strategic depth building. The Cowboys seem to be nurturing their young talent while maintaining experienced backups to keep the line solid and flexible. This balance is critical in a league where injuries and unexpected challenges can derail a season. With Tyron Smith's mentorship and the coaching staff's praise, both Gayton and Tyler Smith have a platform to grow and make a real impact. The cautious optimism around them is justified, but it's also grounded in the understanding that development takes time and consistency. The offensive line's success will be a major storyline this season, as it often is, because it affects every other aspect of the game. Fans can look forward to seeing how these players evolve, how they handle the physical and mental demands, and ultimately how their progress shapes the Cowboys' offense moving forward. As the offseason unfolds, the spotlight on the Cowboys' offensive line continues to intensify, especially when discussing the developmental trajectory of their young linemen and the strategic decisions surrounding depth players like Robert Jones. The conversations are far from simple, given the complex dynamics of player growth, contract considerations, and team needs. Taking a deeper dive into Tyler Gayton's situation, it's clear that his journey is emblematic of the challenges many rookies face in the NFL. Coming in as a first-round pick, the expectations are sky high, and that pressure can either propel a player to greatness or weigh them down. What's encouraging, though, is hearing Tyron Smith acknowledge that Gayton is taking the right steps to mature, not just physically, but mentally. Slowing the game down, as Tyron puts it, is a crucial development phase. For an offensive tackle, mastering technique is not just about raw power. It's about anticipation, footwork, and understanding defensive schemes at an advanced level. This mental aspect can make all the difference in how a player performs under pressure. The fact that Gayton is working closely with coaches and veterans like Tyron and Duke Manny signals a well-thought-out plan to integrate him into the lineup without rushing him. This approach aims to build a foundation that could pay dividends not only this season, but throughout his career. When you consider the grueling nature of the NFL, longevity is just as important as immediate impact. In contrast, Tyler Smith's progression offers a slightly different narrative. Already showing flashes of his raw strength and talent, Tyler seems to be internalizing the lessons about technique and patience much earlier than some anticipated. His move to guard appears to be a strategic one, designed to leverage his strengths while minimizing exposure to high-risk situations that could lead to penalties or mistakes. This positional flexibility is valuable in today's NFL, where adaptability can extend a player's career and enhance team performance. Tyler Smith's growth also symbolizes the shifting identity of the Cowboys' offensive line. From relying on established veterans to embracing a younger, more versatile group that can evolve with the team's offensive philosophy. The presence of veterans like Tyron Smith provides a steady hand, guiding these younger players through the inevitable ups and downs of professional football. It's also important to remember that the offensive line doesn't operate in isolation. Its success is intertwined with the entire offense's rhythm. A line that can protect the quarterback and create running lanes sets the tone for the entire edge team. So the progress of Gayton and Tyler Smith is about more than individual development. It's about the Cowboys' ability to compete at a high level in 2025. Turning back to Robert Jones, the debates around his roster status reflect the tricky balance between financial pragmatism and football strategy. Jones was one of the early free agent signings for the Cowboys, and that usually indicates a level of confidence in the player's potential contribution. While he may not be a starter, his role as a reliable backup or rotational player cannot be understated. The nuances of NFL contracts come into play here. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well as more effectively. Looking at the bigger picture, the Cowboys are clearly prioritizing building a robust of whispers are swirling around the NFL as rumors emerge suggesting the Dallas Cowboys may have secured a deal with veteran cornerback Stephon Gilmore. The buzz is intensifying among fans and insiders alike, hinting that the Cowboys are looking to bolster their defense with Gilmore's experienced presence in the secondary. This potential move could add much-needed depth and leadership to a defense that's shown flashes of brilliance but struggled with consistency. What's more, the chatter doesn't stop there. It appears the Cowboys are not only eyeing Gilmore, but are also already making waves with the promising partnership of JUANYEH Thomas. Thomas, a rising talent, has caught the attention of the coaching staff, and insiders suggest that his collaboration with Gilmore could become a defining factor in Dallas's defensive strategy moving forward. The synergy between the seasoned Gilmore and the energetic Thomas is being seen as a formula that could disrupt opposing offenses and bring a fresh dynamic to the Cowboys' backfield. While nothing is official yet, sources close to the team hint that the front office has been in active talks, signaling a genuine interest in integrating Gilmore into the roster. If this materializes, it could mark a significant shift in the Cowboys' defensive game plan, potentially elevating the entire unit's performance. The prospect of pairing Gilmore's veteran savvy with Thomas's youthful exuberance is fueling speculation about how the duo might influence the defensive secondary's overall effectiveness. Fans are eagerly watching for confirmation, but the whispers alone are enough to stir excitement in Dallas. The possibility of Gilmore donning the Cowboys star, alongside a promising talent like Thomas, paints an intriguing picture for the team's upcoming season. Could this be the defensive upgrade Dallas has been craving? Only time will tell, but the rumor mill is certainly buzzing with anticipation. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed this video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.